The man with the empty eyes. The desert stretched endless and unforgiving beneath the burning sun. Dust swirled around a lone rider as he made his way along a cracked trail. His name was Eli Cade, though most folks called him the Devil's Gun. He'd earned the name. Quick hands, a dead aim, and a trail of graves behind him. Eli didn't remember when he'd last slept soundly. Faces of the men he'd killed haunted every dream, their eyes accusing, their voices whispering his name. He told himself it was just survival, just business, but the whiskey never drowned their echoes. That afternoon, as he rode past the canyon ridge, he heard a scream. It was sharp, high-pitched, a child's cry. Eli reined in his horse, head snapping toward the sound. Down below, a wagon lay broken, one wheel shattered, a horse thrashing in panic. Two bandits were closing in, pistols drawn. A small girl, maybe 8 or 9, cowered behind the wreck, clutching a ragged doll. Her mother was nowhere in sight. Eli didn't think, he just moved. His Colt cleared leather in a flash. 2 shots cracked across the canyon, echoing like thunder. Both bandits dropped before they could fire back. Silence fell, except for the whimpering of the child and the dying echo of gunfire. Eli dismounted slowly, holstering his weapon. "You hurt, kid?" he asked, voice rough as gravel. The girl shook her head, eyes wide with fear. "My mama, she ran that way when they came." He followed the direction she pointed, spotting a figure kneeling behind a fallen tree. A woman, pale, trembling, clutching a small revolver in shaking hands. When he approached, she lifted the gun at him. "Stay back." "Easy," he said quietly, hands raised. "They're dead. You and the girl are safe now." Her breathing slowed, but her grip didn't loosen. "Who are you?" "Just a traveler," he said. "Name's Eli." Her eyes flicked toward the wagon, then back at him. "You killed them." "Yeah," he said simply. "Would have done the same for anyone." Finally, her hand dropped, the revolver lowering. "You're bleeding," she murmured, noticing the red stain spreading beneath his coat. He looked down. A lucky bullet. One of the bandits must have grazed him before he fell. "It's nothing." "You'll bleed out if you don't let me help," she said firmly. He shook his head. "I've had worse." But when his knees buckled, she caught him, surprising both of them. "You're coming with me," she said, voice trembling but determined. "You saved my daughter. I won't let you die here." By nightfall, he was lying on a narrow bed in a small farmhouse. The woman, Anna Marlowe, tended his wound with gentle, practiced hands. Her little girl, Maggie, watched from the doorway, eyes curious but unafraid. "You've done this before," Eli muttered as she stitched the wound. "I was a nurse during the border wars," she said softly. "My husband, he didn't come back." He looked at her then, truly looked, at the faint sadness in her eyes, the way she hid her pain behind quiet strength. He didn't ask more. He knew loss when he saw it. Days passed. Eli healed slowly, helping around the farm as best he could. He repaired a fence, chopped wood, fed the horses. Maggie followed him everywhere, chattering endlessly. "Mama says you're a hero," she told him one morning. "She says God sent you." Eli nearly laughed. "Your mama's mistaken. God don't send men like me." "Then maybe you came on your own," she said innocently. Something in her words struck deep. He'd never known innocence like that, hadn't believed it still existed. Anna watched him from a distance. She'd expected him to leave as soon as he could walk, but he didn't. He kept working quietly, like a man trying to pay off a debt no one had demanded. One evening, as the sun bled red over the horizon, She found him sitting on the porch, staring into nothing. His revolver lay beside him, gleaming cold in the fading light. "You carry it like a curse," she said softly. He didn't look up. "Maybe that's what it is." "You don't have to keep running from the world," she said. "Not if you're tired." He let out a bitter laugh. "Lady, I ain't runnin' from the world. The world's runnin' from me." Anna stepped closer, her voice barely above a whisper. "Then maybe it's time you stopped letting it." He turned then, meeting her eyes. For a long moment, neither spoke. The air between them shimmered with something fragile, fear, longing, and a spark of something he didn't dare name. That night, as thunder rolled far in the hills, Eli dreamed of the girl he'd saved, and of Anna's hands pressing gently over his wound. For the first time in years, the faces of the men he'd killed didn't come. Blood and forgiveness. The next morning brought clouds, heavy, gray, and full of trouble. Anna woke to the sound of hooves. Riders. She stepped onto the porch and saw them, 3 men, rough-looking, armed. Bandits again. Eli was already saddled, gun in hand. "Stay inside," he ordered. She grabbed his arm. "You can't fight them alone." He gave a half-smile. "I've been alone my whole life. Don't stop now." But there was something different in his eyes, resolve, not rage. He wasn't fighting to kill this time. He was fighting to protect. The bandits rode up, their leader grinning. "Heard there's a hero hidin' out here. That you, Cade?" "The devil's gun himself." Eli said nothing. The man spat. "We've been lookin' for you, old friend. You left quite a bounty on your name." Anna's heart twisted. Devil's gun. So that was who he truly was. The outlaw turned to her. "You got no business harborin' a killer, lady. Step aside." But before he could raise his weapon, Eli moved. 3 shots cracked through the morning air. When the smoke cleared, only Eli was still standing. One of the bullets had grazed his shoulder again, but he didn't fall. Anna ran to him, shaking. You could have run." "Not this time," he said, his breath ragged. "I'm done runnin'." She pressed a hand against his bleeding arm. "You'll die for me and my girl." He smiled faintly. "Better reason than any I've had before." Maggie appeared in the doorway, tears in her eyes. "Is it over?" Eli turned toward her, voice soft. "Yeah, little one. It's over." But Anna saw the pain in his face, the years of guilt, the loneliness etched deep. She helped him inside, cleaning his wound again, though her hands trembled. "You should go," she whispered. "If the law finds you." "I'm tired of livin' like a ghost," he interrupted. "If they come, I'll face them. Maybe that's the price for all I've done." She looked at him, tears in her eyes. "You're not the man they think you are." He chuckled weakly. "You don't know what kind of man I am." "I know what kind of man saves a child instead of shooting one," she said fiercely. "I know what kind of man stays to protect instead of run." Her words broke something open in him. "I've done terrible things, Anna. Things I can't wash away." "Maybe not," she said softly. "But love can still reach where bullets can't." He looked at her, and the world seemed to still. Slowly, he reached up, brushing a tear from her cheek. "You don't owe me forgiveness." "And you don't owe me salvation," she replied. "But maybe we can both start again." That night, as rain drummed the roof, they sat together by the fire. Maggie slept peacefully nearby. For the first time, Eli let himself breathe, really breathe. He told her about the men he'd killed, the wars he'd fought, the nights he couldn't sleep. She didn't flinch. She just listened, her hand resting over his. When he finished, she whispered, "You can't undo the past. But you can choose who you'll be tomorrow." He stared into the flames. "And if tomorrow never comes?" "Then tonight is enough," she said. Their lips met softly, a kiss born not from passion, but from understanding. It was the kind of love only two broken souls could know. Weeks passed. The wound healed. Word spread that the devil's gun had vanished. Some said he was dead. Others said he'd gone south to start anew. But in a quiet valley far from the roads, a small farmhouse stood, its windows glowing warm at dusk. A man with tired eyes worked the fields, and a woman's laughter carried across the wind. A little girl ran through the grass, chasing fireflies. Eli Cade had laid his gun to rest. For the first time in his life, the silence inside him was not haunted, it was peaceful.